Let's do it. Welcome to the Church of Mabus radio show. It's Friday night, 7:10 p.m. Central. We notice how that Jack Nicholson always kicks in for that intro. If I could just keep that voice the whole time, which I won't, I can't, but it's there right now. We watched the Twilight Zone episode last night, and at first, what was it? Pip? No, not Pip. It was the one about the bard and the dude's writing, and Shakespeare's ghost like comes and helps him. I don't know if it's actually his ghost or just like really Shakespeare. But anyway, there was a guy in it that I was like, that looks like Burt Reynolds. That's not Burt Reynolds, but it's actually Marlon Brando. And I was like, he looks just like almost like Burt Reynolds. I had to look it up for a minute, but he was like doing Streetcar Named Desire.
He's much skinnier than the face we remember he had before he died. He was a much larger man at the end of his life. So his face changed dramatically too.
When he was younger, you could put him and Burt Reynolds next to each other, and it was
you could, they would almost be brothers,
like clone of Burt Reynolds. But that was a good episode. But anyway, you're listening to United Public Radio 107.7 FM New Orleans. Make sure you stop by Amazon and check out Beasts Beyond Belief, Sneaky Werewolves, Flying Cats, and Accidental Apes by Michael Winkle and Mel White, and illustrated by Mel White. Nearly 200 tales of cryptid animals and other unusual beasts are contained in this well-researched book by Michael D. Winkle. Readers will encounter familiar monsters like Bigfoot, Nessie, dinosaurs, and ancient fish. They have survived into the present day, and less well-known beings such as flying cats and rabbits, brain-eating horrors, and interdimensional hamsters.
Did you say flying cats?
Yes, he was just on. That was a good show.
I want one. That's really awesome. We have flying cats. That's cool as shit.
He works in a Native American post office. It was pretty cool. But anyway, we got Jay here with us, and it's October.
Yeah.
And it's still hot in Florida and sucks, but it's starting to get maybe a little cooler during the night hours. That's good. I'll be glad when the chill comes in completely. I'm in Alabama and Georgia, so we actually get cold weather. Thank you, Jesus Christ. I'm already died during the summer here, so at least it'll get to the 20s sometimes, or maybe below that. It snowed here last time and stuck. This is the first time I've ever seen that in my life. In Florida.
It's a shocker. I mean, I was in Savannah for 13 years. They had snow, I think 3 times. One time it was like a dusting. It was gone in hours. The second 2 times it was like an inch or more, but it stayed. It was like, it absolutely locked down the city. And I used to live on a one-way street, and it was 35 miles an hour. Most people did 50, of course. So I stepped out of the front door of my house, and I lived up here in Maryland. I've driven snow and ice. I can do the loop-de-loops all day long. Yeah. I step out and I see this guy coming with his blinker. I'm like, no, buddy, you're not going to make it. He's going 45 at least, and he wants to turn at the next block. I'm like, you're going to be 3 blocks down when you hit the stop sign, dude. He goes, starts to turn right near my corner, and I'm like, you're not going to make it, buddy. And I watched him go 3 blocks, like I said, and he went bang right into the stop sign. I was like, told you. And I turned around and walked right to where I forget where I was going, probably to the beer store. There was nothing else to do. 1 inch locked down the city of Savannah for like at least 24 to 48 hours because they don't have removal services. They had to get salt trucks and plows from Atlanta, which is 4 hours away.
Yep, and I hope it snows more, but it probably never will. We got Ernie Altbacker here with us.
Yeah, how you doing?
Ernie Altbacker and Josh White. Is Altbacker your real name? Because that sounds like a Kickstarter, like you were born for it.
Imagine, like, yeah, but I don't know. It's like Ernie Kickbacker. That makes me sound like kind of shady. But
only been dropped once and never used.
How about alternate reality backer? That makes you. That's not probably. There's positives and pros to that. And then
absolutely. It's my real name. Where there's a few Altbackers, but there's only one Ernie. Now that my dad has gone to the heavenly realm, so I'm the only Ernie Altbacker.
What's the heritage background on that? The racial background.
Hungarian.
I was going to guess German, but I was close.
Well, you know what? We migrated from Germany to Hungary in like 1960 or something, So, and then we've been there, or I guess from whatever. my parents did that like trace you back thing, and they actually had church records in Hungary that said these old bakers, these Altbackers, came from Germania or whatever section it was. I don't know that. And then they went over to that church. I guess they found that, and they got records back to the 1200s. So I guess we left that one place in Germany in 1650 or something and went over to Pilisvörösvár in Hungary, and been there ever since. Or then my dad came over in 1956 during the Hungarian Revolution to America. So
that's cool. Yeah, my aunt did that for us. My last name is McNicholas, and my mom is Italian, and my mom knows her side. They traced her side back to Galileo, which is pretty neat.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, really? Galileo's like my uncle? She's like, yeah. So that's kind of cool. But my aunt on my dad's side traces back to the Isle of Skye in Scotland, and a guy named John McNicholl, which is the root for almost any name: Nichols, Nicholson, Mac Nicholson. You name anybody with a nickel in their name from Scotland or Ireland is from this guy's. He's like one of the first Highlanders. I guess apparently he wouldn't kill people, but our branch of it, McNicholas, we went to Ireland in the 1400s during the potato blight, and then in the 1800s we came to America, and then in 1895 my great namesake, my dad's father's grandfather. It's far back. I don't know how far. It's a great grandfather. Anyway, he started a trucking company, which my cousin sold just a few years ago. 100-some-year-old company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What about you, Josh? Where'd White come from?
You guys have such like rich history.
We should have done Josh.
Yeah, we had to have people do a deep dive.
Oh, I know. I got to follow all this like history up. My gosh. I mean, man, tracing my lineage back, it could literally be anybody in Ireland at this point. So we've never done one of those genealogy things. My grandmother was relatively convinced that we were somehow loosely related to Charlemagne in France, but who knows? Who knows? I don't have any definitive.
You should do it sometime. It's interesting. I'm like Welsh, Irish, European, like so many things. Viking definitely is part of it for sure. But yeah, it's interesting to do and kind of cool to check out. But great to have you guys here, Area 51 Studios. And Ernie, give us an intro to what's going on with this and everything. Give us the intro.
Well, so Area 51 Studios is our indie comic book project that we have on Kickstarter. We've got issue 2 of on Kickstarter after a successful number 1. Basically, everything you think you know about Area 51 is wrong. It is a secret place, but it is a secret base that houses a large studio complex so that aliens can come to Earth and shoot cheap galactic reality TV. So it's a little bit different than what you think. In fact, the big famous items from Roswell, the bodies and the crashed ship, were in this world a student short where the students ran away and left it, and the props are just so good that we still think those are corpses in a working ship, but really they're just really good props from.
That's an awesome concept. That is so cool. I love that. I went to film school and then to a video school in Savannah, and I kind of had an idea. I was like, there's so much rich, just real top secret history of the Area 51 area itself. So I got to write some kind of movie about it. And I was like, what? How can I narrate it? Because it's going to have to involve aliens somehow. It's going to have to involve, super advanced aircraft that we're building. And, maybe a few like weird, take over the planet plot lines underneath all of that. But I never could come up with anything. That is brilliant. That's brilliant.
Basically, it's kind of like if people are like, well, what's the tone of it or something? If you're familiar with the new Seth Rogen show, The Studio, or for those of us a little older, the Larry Sanders Show, if you combine that with Men in Black, that's just about our comic.
I like both of those. I'd like to go
That'll
back.
work. Yeah.
I'd like to go back and watch Larry Sanders. I think I've seen some of them, but I need to take that journey back. But I just got through watching the studio, and that was really good. Yeah, it was good. We watched Platonic too. We've been Seth Rogen it up for sure.
It's it's kind of it's the behind the scenes of Galactic Hollywood. So we apparently got the idea of Hollywood from them. You know, all these things that we think are science fiction, Star Wars, that happened someplace, and we're just hearing the story secondhand. And, you know, I'm not saying George Lucas is an alien or knows aliens, but, you know, he got the idea from somewhere.
You're not saying that either.
Yeah, not saying it.
So Josh is the illustrator, and you're the writer.
Yes.
Sure.
Looks really good. I like the vibe of it. It looks really good.
By the way,
Very
Josh
cool.
does everything. He does the pencils, the inks, the colors, even letters. He's like the one-stop shop. It's kind of amazing that I found a guy so gullible that I got him to do this.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say that part.
I love the Frog and Toad. Is that like from Wind of the Willows? I love that. Really
Yeah,
cool.
man. I mean, it's so funny. That was the book I remember the most as a kid growing up being read, and when I wear like the Frog and Toad stuff to cons and stuff, I get stopped more with this than anything else I wear because people are like, oh my gosh, I remember those books, man.
If you
And
could
so
stand
yeah,
up,
it was,
if you could stand up a little bit so we can see the shirt. I just want to see the whole thing. I can't see it all. I just got an illustrated book about that. I like have all these from Torrance, like all these little old ass episodes from somewhere. They did like claymation thing of it. Those are great.
yeah.
Well, so the place is packed filled with aliens. Are the aliens captured from like down UFOs from the government? I mean, what's the background on these alien beings?
Oh, no, they're like alien producers who don't really have a lot of money, and Earth is a backwater. So they established this studio a long time ago, and we just kind of discovered it in those Truman years on the Roswell thing, where they finally had to tell a couple of people about it and said, we were here first. If you don't let us continue to use this place as a low budget location, then it's useless to us, and we'll basically chop up the Earth and use it for sandbags in other locations in the galaxy. So Truman said yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that too. It's a good spin. That's what they call that the Greada Treaty. Actually, it started with Truman, and then they have in '53 allegedly Eisenhower met with two different disparate exopolitical groups and allegedly made a pact with one of them. It's kind of spooky stuff.
I mean, I had written this novella earlier when, you know, kind of it was a little earlier in my career. I write cartoons and kid shows, and boy, no one cared for this idea. They were just like, that is too freaking weird. But it's kind of weird with the idea itself. Usually I get a piece here and I get a piece there, and then I just feel, oh, okay, there's enough there. Now I can write this. I just woke up one day and it was like fully blown in my head, like, oh, Alien Hollywood, this and the story of this one producer, which is what it's about, on his last gasp. So he tries to make a show called The Human Race, and the grandiose title, I mean, basically what he has money for is to shoot on location, like one trailer, and it's in the middle of the desert, and he has 5 people that he's assembled, and so the galaxy can watch The Human Race, right? And so, yeah, I just got to say, stuff happens. It gets a lot bigger than that, and then the whole planet is threatened. But the idea itself was kind of very clear to me. And I had a friend who's a big Area 51 fan, and he was like, well, how do you know the aliens didn't like put that idea in your head? And I'm like, come on, man. Like, why would they want that? It's like, you don't know. So I can't confirm or deny anything like that. But it's different than any other idea I've had in my career as a writer. So it
Have
makes it
you
fun,
ever?
and it kind of like forced me to write it. You know, like the idea. Nobody wanted the script. My agents were like, "We're not going to pitch that," so I had to write a novella. And at that point, nobody was doing novellas. It was just like it was more peaceful after I had written it and just put it in a drawer for a while. And then finally, I was like, hey, I can make a comic out of this now. You know, like the technology and the Kickstarter platform had kind of caught up with that, and I finally got the prod to do it. So yeah, there you go.
And I know there's like some talk about him shooting things in the past, like what was it, the Plague Times and things like that from the back in history. Is that alluding that he's shooting these on like a grand scale? And that, I mean, was that a movie? I mean, I know there was something mentioned to where there was like some old historical battles that he had shot in the past.
Right. So Zeph, he shoots, as I said, there's a lot of it is reality programs. So the Earthlings are his subjects. So he actually won the equivalent of the Oscar for the Black Plague. I'm sorry, for the Crusades. But he shot what was happening with the Crusades, the Black Plague, the Peloponnesian War, Midway, right? So he, World War II. He goes out and he shoots these things. Now he's also causing some of them. So we have this kind of producer that has this technology that is changing the course of history in some cases for ratings.
Wow, it's getting weird up in here. So
Jay left. I think I scared him.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he's
I'm
gone
still
now.
here. I'm still here.
He's like, that's it. I don't want to be filmed.
No, I was looking up the Larry Sanders Show because it'd been so long. I had to see who was in it, and I thought maybe Larry David was, but no, it was Jeffrey Tambor.
I know Jeremy Piven was one of the head writers. He was great.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, I was looking at that.
And Sarah Silverman.
Oh, I saw Jeannie Garofalo. I hadn't gone down that far yet. I met Jeremy Piven and
Rip Torn.
Yeah, Rip Torn is in there. Yeah. Scott Thompson from oh God, what was that show with the guy that did the pinchy head thing? It was a Canadian group.
I don't know.
That's gonna kill me. I'll have to look on his.
For a while, we were watching the show and we would drink Rusty Nails while we were watching the show.
Oh wow,
that was his thing. In one after party, he's like goes up to Gary Shandling and puts a sweaty drunk arm around him, and he's like, "Come on, have a Rusty Nail." Well, yeah, and he's like, "I really don't want to," and he goes, "Drink it, you fucker," and he goes, "Okay."
That's funny.
That was our thing. Drink it, you fucker.
Kids in the Hall. That's what it is.
Watch the F. Yeah, it's okay.
Scott Thompson's from Kids in the Hall. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's on the show also. Yeah, a lot of names on here that I recognize. Bob Odenkirk, all kinds of people. Gene Garofalo.
I need to go back and watch it for sure.
I
love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've always loved that. I know I've watched some Larry Sanders, but I have to go back and definitely get into that. I wouldn't mind watching that for sure.
No, not at all. I mean, because if you watch, Gary Shandling designed the show kind of after his experiences being on the Tonight Show, and so that's really what it's all about. Is like that kind of lifestyle. But what was awesome about it was. I just watched the man's career where I saw him actually coming up through the Johnny Carson show. But if you go to watch the Johnny Carson show now, they have like Johnny Carson show channels on all the, Roku type streaming sticks, but they butchered it. There's like, they've cut them all down to like an hour. So they used to be an hour and a half. And so they cut them all down like a half an hour. Somewhere way late in the 80s, he actually did go to an hour at some point because he was getting older, but it's just not the same. But going back to watch, Gary Sandling as, Larry Sanders as Johnny Carson, it brings back those childhood memories of watching the actual Johnny Carson show, which was almost identical to Gary Shandling's show. It was fantastic.
And all of those shows that kind of do talking to the camera, they just owe everything to Larry Sanders' show, and Gary Shandling's brilliance of creating that show,
So have you ever seen a UFO or had any kind of weird UFO stuff ever? Anything? Seeing one maybe?
Josh, you want to go first?
I mean, you always see something and you're not ever quite sure, but like things that move in ways you don't anticipate, especially when you've got, low city lights. So I guess as much as anybody else has been like, I wonder what that is. But beyond from a distance, not really, no.
I got, like, when I was about 8, I'm riding my bicycle home and I see these lights like kind of come up and it scares the crap out of me. And I heard it was like these, and then as it passed by, I'm like, I see the Goodyear. I'm like, no, but I thought for sure this is it. I'm gonna see one. I'm gonna see one. I wanted to. I have not, unfortunately.
Give it time.
Yeah, I mean,
Now.
the problem with it is, and they say it all the time on all the other like UFO documentaries. 9 times out of 10, we don't look up when we're walking. We're usually looking down at the ground because you don't want to, you don't want to hit a uneven piece of concrete sidewalk and trip and fall and hit your face on something. You don't want to step on. If you're walking close to someone like your girlfriend or even just a buddy, you don't want to step on his toes and have him tripping, face planting on the sidewalk. So we're not walking like this ever all the time. So if you have to stop and I'll sit here for like 5 hours and just look up, and you're going to see something or you won't. It's 50-50.
That much. I've never been when I was growing up. I very few days we went camping once in Pennsylvania, but I've never been in the kind of deep woods area that I hear a lot of this stuff. The more wilderness or rugged areas where it's more seeable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I would try and like hang out in Long Island, and it was darker at that point than it is now.
Oh yeah.
But there's a couple times during the meteor shower where one seemed to make a, like an acute angle, but I don't know if that's the rock exploding or whatever.
Sometimes they break and fissure off, and sparks will fly in odd
direction. I think it's more that. So I hope.
And I'd recommend, for research purposes, at some point, I don't know if you've heard of these shows, but they're on the History Channel, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch and Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, which is basically
Central.
Yeah, basically it's a ranch that was bought by Robert Bigelow, aerospace engineer, and studied by the government for paranormal phenomenon. And the whole show, I believe there's genuine phenomenon there because even the natives are heavily involved, and it gets into their history with the area and everything. But the creepiest thing about the show that you might find interesting, it might inspire some stories or something, there's so many government spooks on that show, it will freak you out. There's former CIA, there's Colonel John Alexander, who's there with a guy that's with the Monroe Institute with X-Men gear on, summoning phenomenon while spooks are around him. It's the craziest shit you'll ever see. It's I don't normally even watch those kind of shows, but I'm familiar with Skinwalker Ranch because of Coast to Coast and George Knapp and Art Bell and all that stuff. So it's one of the ones I watch. But I'm telling you, it'll give you some story ideas for sure, especially.
Oh God, yeah! It's been dubbed the Disneyland of the paranormal. It's got everything: cryptos, UFOs, alien abduction, animal mutilation, radiation. It's anything you can think about.
Radiation there
with
radiation,
UFO encounter or a Bigfoot encounter or you name it, paranormal, ghosts, spooks, specters. It's there.
The creepiest thing about it, they're using it as some kind of platform to do something, and the government is involved, and they've always been involved there. And the
There's gonna be
Beyond
something hidden
Skinwalker
there.
Ranch
Yeah.
is they're going to other ranches who are having similar phenomenon, and it gets crazy. Like something's trying to
Yeah, it's way out there.
malfunction their tech stuff. The dudes from the TikTok sighting from the Pentagon video came out there with they had their own UFO high tech crazy stuff that got malfunctioned out there. One of them got sick. A lot of people get sick and get radiation burns out there. Like it's a real phenomenon happens there. And
One of the dudes.
I'm skeptical of anything, but I've seen enough.
Well, no, one of the
weird stuff
researchers was like physically injured somehow on camera, and they had to take him to the hospital and all kinds of stuff. Something that hit him in the head and gave him a concussion. And they think it was like specter activity. It's you got to watch it. There's some really, really messed up stuff on that show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's some of the stuff we've talked about is like if this sort of takes off in a way where people are looking for more. I mean, there's like no shortage of stories that you could even turn into quick one shots. And Ernie's only job is don't get too close to what's actually happening, or we're gonna both like disappear.
Yeah. That is a slight worry. It'll be easier for me to collect the Hollywood stories, like the producers treating people horribly, and and then replacing them with the different areas.
Twist
that in,
things like that.
But I mean, it's like Galaxy Quest in reverse. It's the perfect.
Right.
I mean, it is the perfect fit for a comic based in the Area 51.
But you know what? We do have a little section. One of the common stories, right, is getting abducted and probed, and we've got our guy here that he's giving the thumbs up, and he goes, "Let me know the next time you're going camping," right? So, I mean, what you're saying about doing other stories that we don't know about that might be occurring on Skinwalker Ranch or around the Earth, I think that would be good to weave other things in, and give them more, a humorous explanation. This is a lighthearted book, although there is some violence and death in it, but it's more a little bit like Life, the Universe, and Everything, or The Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams. It's that kind of like tongue-in-cheek type stuff.
Yeah.
We need the comedy, more of it, especially
we do.
This dystopian nightmare that's happening right now. So the more comedy, the better, for sure.
Yeah. We gotta wish you guys real good luck on this, because I don't know if you remember the arcade video game Area 51.
Yeah,
it was a very cool, very well done first person shooter.
Yeah,
you guys could do an easy, updated tie-in new version of it with your stories. It would be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, hell yeah! You know how much money Namco made off of Pac-Man? Quarter.
Yeah,
It wouldn't take much. Wouldn't take long. You guys would be sitting pretty.
Well, we just want to get it out there. Right now we're doing it because, I mean, obviously, I love the material, and Josh really liked the story enough to invest a lot of time in it. This kind of was a side project for quite a while, but now that we're getting going, we want to do a 4-issue run that's going to end up in a graphic novel. We're going to collect it all into a 100+ page story, and hopefully that'll be really fun stuff.
And give us the links. We still got a little while to go.
They're in here. Yeah, they're in here in the private thing. Let me get them and put them on the private.
Area51comic.com. And then Kickstarter, you can put in Area 51 Studios issue 2, and just go to area51comic.com. And does that go to the launch page too now, or?
It lets you sign up, and you'll go straight there from the.
There's the
website.
first Kickstarter link I just put out on the Rumble and we're not on Rumble tonight, but on Roku, Facebook, and YouTube. That's out there. At some point, we'll be doing Rumble as well. And where's the other one? I got to switch back to private chat. The Area 51 Comic Con, the Area 51 Comic.com site. That's like the main website, also, or
yeah. So
that's our website,
right? So as we bring issues out, if you wanted to get one of the previous issues, you could get it there. But we're just launching them going forward on Kickstarter, and then the Area51Comic.com will just keep people going to the whatever new Kickstarter is going on whatever book we're putting out right now.
I mean,
both those links are out and on the internet for you guys.
This is both our first. The last issue was our first Kickstarter. Both Josh and myself. And we completely didn't get any followers. We had 8. I think I put them there. It was like my sister. And people were like, you launched your campaign with 8 followers? You idiots, right? So now we're doing a little better than that, but we're only at 33. So we'd appreciate followers so that on the day we launch, which right now we're thinking is going to be October 15th, we're going to give 20% off in the first 48 hours. So if you're on Kickstarter, or if you want to sign up for this to notify yourself, then you'll be able to get the 20% off. If you buy anything printed, we're going to include some stickers like I showed you, or a 5x7 print, or something for free in that 48 hours. So I mean, that's kind of like, we want to get the word out a little bit more than having no followers. Like, no one knew of the project. We're just like, it'll work out, and thankfully it did. But
I'm hoping it does better, and I have a slogan that you're welcome to use that someone's probably used it before, but a long time ago, a guy used to print stickers of probes happen with an alien doing thumbs up. Actually gave one to Dan Aykroyd at a Crystal Skull Vodka signing with our link on it, and we're trying to get him on, but it fell through because of his agent or some crap. But it says probes happen. And the little alien's like, yeah. But I also have books called Probes Happen and Probes Happen Again, just filled with interviews from the show of UFO people. And it's not like trademarked or anything, but yeah, it's like the S happens, but probes happen. And the other book's called Probes Happen Again.
as if one wasn't enough, you know.
But the most successful book I had was Praise for the Hairy Man, The Secret Life of Bigfoot, which is a Bigfoot. Y'all got to get Bigfoot in there somehow. There's a lot of UFO Bigfoot craziness that, people are claiming real UFO stuff and seeing Bigfoot too at some of this stuff. So that's maybe someone you can work in at some point.
Well,
yeah, something you guys may not be aware of. Years ago, Mike Farrell, I believe, was the host. It was like they did it like kind of like a marathon. Like they do on PBS when they're trying to get people to pledge. It was like that. It was a live UFO documentary TV show, and I think it was ABC aired it. And Mike Farrell from MASH was the host, and they were talking about UFOs and all kinds of paranormal stuff. And they had the guy on, and I don't remember the dude's name, but he took a map of the United States, and then they had pinprick marks of all the Bigfoot sightings from like the previous year or decade, what have you. And they said, the main on the East Coast, Pennsylvania is one of the big sighting sites over here, and on the West Coast, it's Washington and Northern California. But then he took another map. He took that map away, but he showed another. This is the map of UFO activity, and they were kind of the same hotspots. And then he overlaid the two of them together, and guess what? Virtually identical, not quite identical, but where the bulk of the activity was for both Bigfoot and UFO were in virtually the same identical, you could say, hotspots throughout the United States map. It was uncanny. Wow. So, that's something to think about for plot points for your books and future projects. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we have basically, yeah, these aliens, they inspire, they get seen on Earth by the, like the cavemen or the people in the 12th century or something. And so we are saying that trolls, we have that race already in the I mean, in the novella, but there's a couple drawings of them that Josh has done. But it's a great idea, actually, that there would be a Bigfoot race, like Bigfoot aliens. So I think that can go in.
There actually is. Now that you mention that, and I don't know how much of this was inspired the character of Chewbacca, but according to there's two books. There's a Russian version and an American version that's called the Alien Species Guide or Alien Species Encyclopedia. But there is a hairy creature in it that stands, somewhere between 8 and 9 feet tall, fully haired. I mean, it looks like Cousin It, but instead of short, it's super tall. And operates in this galaxy, allegedly advanced spacecraft. So, and that's something you can look at. I can try to find it for you. You ever heard of a thing called Biblioteca Pleiades.com?
No.
I think it's Peruvian, a Peruvian website, but it's Biblioteca Pleiades, and I think he spells Pleiades with a Y. But if you Google search Biblioteca Pleiades, and then on their search thing, look for the alien species guide. That creature's in there. There's a picture, and it's like the mock or something. I'll find it in a few minutes.
Oh, I like that.
But they're apparently in this book from both Russia and America, very, very similar creatures in both, and somewhere between 60 and 80 different alleged alien species that have come to and or encountered things on this planet, which is very cool. It's alleged, though, but it's still cool to think about.
Definitely.
You're going to do a prequel. You could go back to some of those other studio events, too. There's just so many ways to go with it, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to try and get the first four. But I'm as it is, I'm working poor Josh to death. As I said, he does all the art. So it's like, yeah, and I've already written it. So basically, like, yeah, it takes some time for me to turn it into a comic book script, but not like I got to think it all up. I got basically what I want to say, and then it's like, okay, now it's your turn. It's like I've done my 2 days. Now you start your 2 months.
Your arthritis. That's all right. I know it's grueling.
Yeah.
Grueling. And definitely the Kickstarter thing is something the last few years I've gotten more into, and now I'm having to treat it like a Coke addiction or something. I have to get the hell off of there and run away. But there's so many great things on there. It's just insane. Like there's a giant G.I. Joe box set of comics. There's the Transformers. Like, oh my God, I gotta get out. And then right now there's one that's I watched the numbers, and right now Scott Snyder's The Cloakroom, which is a bunch of his students that did this anthology comic. They're having some trouble and worry that their thing's not going to meet it. It's very close, but they're closing out. So if anybody wants to check that out, Scott Snyder's The Cloakroom. And but I've been watching, and it's interesting to watch. And I've interviewed people from Fried Comics, Clay Adams, and some other different people from there. And I've been learning about it. I find it very interesting. And you feel nerve-wracked from it at first when you're waiting there staring at the numbers, nerve-wracking?
Yeah. Oh, it totally is. I actually got the Cloakroom 1 through 4.
Me too. Yeah.
New one I have not, but I got to read 1 through 4 first. I got the digital version, and I want to plow through that before I get 5 through 8. But yeah, it seems really cool.
There's some crazy stuff on there. I mean, I love weird Western, and there's some stuff on there that you can find, where you got the wet Western, and then there's like a werewolf or something, or Nosferatu in the Wild West, crazy stuff like that, and the Norse stuff, a lot of cool Viking stuff. But one thing I wanted to ask Josh, what are some projects that you've done in the past, and what are some comic other titles that you keep up with now that are coming out? Is there stuff that you're keeping up with?
Stuff. I had it's been a long time. Like Area 51 is probably the first project that I've really dug my hands into in the last like 15 years. I did this thing like 20 years ago called Lemur's Legacy. And, since then, life happened. I got married. We, have kids. You got to do what you got to do to make the money to support everything. So I kind of fell off of really doing much artwork until COVID hit. And all of a sudden I've got, extra time. And I thought, shoot, I should really get back into this because I just enjoy it so much. And so after I started getting back into it, that's when I went to Comic-Con in San Diego and met Ernie. And it was just, to me, it was just such a great project to kind of cut my teeth back into, getting a real project going. And so, yeah, this is going to be the first one I've done for quite some time. Comics, I just like indie stuff. I like, when I started getting into comic books, Image just had started coming out. So I was reading Spawn and the Savage Dragon and Youngbloods and all these, of course, the classics, Batman, Spider-Man, all the X-Men stuff. But, it was a weird time where, Image was sort of changing the landscape quite a bit. And so that was really what I grew up reading the most of. And these days, yeah, I picked up like the Witcher anthology comics. Hellboy, I'm a big fan of Hellboy. But I love all the indie stuff that's coming out.
There's so much. It's like you freak out looking at it all.
Yeah, like it's option paralysis for sure.
Yeah, that's my problem. It's like you got to cut back, man. You're getting out of control.
Right.
But one of the big ones I've been keeping up with, and I would recommend it. It's one of the greatest ones that's come out in a while. They're doing this whole Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead, a whole G.I. Joe Transformers universe and Void Rivals and the whole together in the whole universe. And it's, oh man, there's some Cobra Commander stuff that he's badass. Like, it's really good.
Okay, guess what, fellas? I found some information for you.
Okay.
I'll share the page, and I'll get the link for you because it'll definitely, you guys will be interested in this.
Cool.
The creature is called the Wadig. It took me a while to find the actual thing. It comes from this is from the Bibliotheca Pleiades website, but it is from a book called The Blue Planet Project, which you can get on Amazon. So let me go to the page so I can read it.
Who's the Mook? The Mook.
The Mook is I'll show you the Mook. The Mook's right above it. So the Wadig looks like a primitive kind of primate, but is an intelligent being. Ergo, Chewbacca. Normally, he never wears clothes. This fact makes strong the idea that some people believe the Wadig is some kind of primitive missing link. And then they continue to talk about other paraterrestrials, and above that, they mention the Mook, which is
Oh my god!
That weird-looking fella right there is the Mook.
Imagine seeing that in the woods.
A very small. Well, these might be the dudes you saw under their cloak. This might be what's under the cloak. A small 1.3 meter and hungry creature with long arms and 3 fingers, wearing funny clothes.
He's got like a Star Trek emblem or something.
It's like if Robert Crumb did Star Trek, though, right?
It's spy versus spy in space.
Oh, even better. Yes.
But Ernie, what's some stuff you grew up on? Is there any?
There's the page in the private chat. You can look at the whole thing. There's all kinds of different monsters on that page. That is the alleged list of creatures that have encountered planet Earth or have come to planet Earth to visit.
I love it. Josh,
weird.
Get that down.
All kinds, you see what I'm saying? All kinds of weird.
Oh, I got it.
You know,
that's cool. Look at that. Got a butthead. But hey, Ernie, what's some influences you grew up with comics, and is there anything you keep up with now in comics?
Yeah. Well, my favorite, the first one that I kind of fell in love with for comics was Fantastic Four and the Hulk, and from there I got into the X-Men stuff, because in those late 70s, early 80s, I mean, it was just Marvel was just better
They were nailing it with the stories. But
Yeah.
I remember I was a Hulk fan too, and I just remember so many different panels in the books where you have the outline of the Hulk, and then the green is.
That's actually where I knew about the Wendigo, was the Hulk Wendigo fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this thing? It looks
what's a Wendigo? Yeah.
But yeah, then after that, I was reading Silver Age Flash and Superman, and those were really cool. So I just became a fan of all of that. I've always been drawn to either the monster movies from Japan, or along with any black and white World War II movie, but the black and white sci-fis, The Day the Earth Stood Still, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, things like that, were just like
Blob, the original Blob, not the new one.
Oh, the original Blob was great. I mean, and then you get to see him, remade. You're like, so that kind of like set the. I was reading Bradbury and Heinlein, their 50s stuff, because I could get it for like a quarter or a dime in these bins.
Yeah, my friends and I, we started collecting Michael Moorcock books in the 80s because they were like just like Elric, and most of his books have the same soul throughout all his different main characters. But we were getting his books for like 50 cents and $1 here and there in these different cheaper bookstores. And his books aren't really exceptionally thick anyway. But when I had all of my books, I had this much of his books with almost his entire works. I mean,
well, in the mid 80s, you could do that. There was basically like one shelf in B. Dalton or Barnes Noble on both sides, and it would be the catch-all. You'd have Conan in there. You'd have H.G. Wells. You'd have the old Tarzan stuff, and
the Edgar Rice Burroughs things, all that kind of stuff.
The newer stuff was Moorcock's and your Thieves World compilations, and anything with a Frazetta cover, I would give that author a chance. If you had a Frazetta cover, I was like, okay, let's go. So I read a lot of different people.
So boobs.
Well, not necessarily, but
boobs and a guy with an axe. I'm like,
on a horse.
Going to be a good story.
I'll tell you, there's some really good, incredible Hulk comics that have been happening in the last few years. Immortal Hulk with Donny Cates, and then there's a new one by Kenneth Johnson called The Incredible Hulk, and he's kind of going into EC Comics and horror a lot more, but they're really good. I would definitely recommend those. They've been killing it, and they're doing really well.
Awesome.
There's more horror in the Hulk story. But I grew up with begging for Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and Secret Wars at Kroger with my mom, and then it kind of evolved into an Image thing. And then for some dumb reason, I sold those when my dad died, and I went nuts on some level. And then now I've gotten back into it, and I need therapy probably. Like I had to there's just so many. It's crazy. It's like you're sitting there trying to plan out your finances. Like, oh my God, there's like all these it gets crazy.
It's like very tough.
So many things. So it's good that y'all have a unique comic with comedy and aliens. That's a popular subject with Resident Alien. That show was amazing. I don't know why the dumbasses canceled it.
Hey, Mark.
But
the
more comedy, the better, for sure. And, that's area51comic.com. Everybody go there. And I love Weird West stuff, like a Jonah Hex. And not too long ago, I bought all these old Weird Western comics from, I think they were Marvel, or I'd have to double check, but they're weird, like the first ones that ever came out were very expensive. So the Weird West is just a genre that I really like. I've had Joe R. Lansdale on, who did Jonah Hex, that reboot series on DC with Timothy Truman. That was really good.
Batman, he did Batman Beyond.
Yeah, and he did Batman animated episodes too, and he has a lot of great Weird West books, and all. He has a New York Times best-selling author, but that's Joe R. Lansdale. He's great, but definitely. Well, what about the culture of UFOs now, Ernie and Josh? I mean, these congressional hearings that are crazy as hell, saying they're getting UFO bodies and retrieval. And then on the other side, you have the Pentagon releasing videos and then saying there's no alien life while that's happening. It's like everybody's just acting crazy. And then when you see it on the news, it's like we're in another reality with this stuff. It's reached a level that's just crazy for sure on a media level.
I mean, it's these guys that are military aviators and commercial jet pilots. They are not people that are just going to try and pull your leg. I mean, if you go out on record and say you saw something, you saw an alien, you will probably be grounded. So for them to say it is amazing. I have no doubt they saw something. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe we're getting to that point of technology where someone's going to go first contact on us, but it just does seem like maybe there's something to it.
Well, no, you're definitely spot on. I mean, most of these guys that are flying these high-tech fighters, I mean, the recent videos from 2017, the Tic Tac videos and the gimbal videos and all that.
Yeah.
The guys that are flying these things are majors and lieutenant colonels. They're 2 and 3 steps away from being a general. These are serious people. These aren't the kind of people that go around flicking you off and making fun and having pranks. Now, maybe in the barracks, when they were an E6 prick, maybe they were like that. But these guys are way, way high up. They're not enlisted men anymore. These are like very well high-paid dudes that make probably, I would say, on each flight, they probably are bringing in about $10,000 or $15,000 just in hazard pay driving a plane. Okay, so they're not going to out there and prank us. So if any pilot that's a military guy that has any kind of inkling to be serious about being a military career dude, you don't say this stuff because that is a career ender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, you've got these people who are saying things, and then it makes the story of like Area 51 Studios maybe even more plausible, that the real answer is so stupid that like we can't just say it, or it's like, well, it's a reality TV studio, and if we do something about it, they're going to blow us up. Like, we can't just say that. So we just play coy, like, yeah, okay, whatever, and then we just don't mention it and hope it goes away. Who knows? But it's weird that it's so visual, and then on the other side, there's just no follow up. So it really does make you wonder.
And one of the people they have on Skinwalker Ranch all the time is named Chris Bledsoe. And if you look up his book, UFO of God, on Amazon, it's in the Christian section with 5 stars. And it's got a blurb on it by Colonel John Alexander that's like, you can be one of us or something. And if you go to the reviews, it gets even weirder. People are saying they're doing the stuff that he's doing now with summoning UFOs. And there's some kind of phenomenon that's happening. But like I say, the creepiest part about it is the government agents all around him. So, but that book is pretty interesting. It's called UFO of God. Chris Bledsoe, but that's one of the people they keep wheeling out on this Skinwalker Ranch show. And with his daughter, they came down to the Everglades and recorded phenomenon. And, it's definitely weird. I don't know. It feels like a John Carpenter movie. You can be one of us and die. But it's definitely, things are creepy. And then sometimes you get paranoid. Is this like a foreign nation like China or Russian toying with us with these UFO things and aliens? Like, there's like the Betty and Barney Hill case, which I believe that was some genuine phenomenon. But there was actually one part where they had some phenomenon happen and they heard German or something. So he's like, was it the Nazis back in the 60s? There's just all kinds of craziness.
There's some really, really weird stuff with the Betty and Barney Hill story. And me and Joe that are on the show after this, we have some pretty solid ideas of exactly what happened. Because her story changed quite a bit through the years, but we know that he was abducted by aliens and she was just strictly my lab. What happened on their event in '61 was they were abducted in Canada, outside of our military's purview, and then when they were put back down, they drove across into New York and gone on their way home. That's when they were milabbed by military, UFO guys that wanted to find out where they were, who abducted them, and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably what happened, but none of us were there. Pure speculation.
There's a comic by James Tinian called Project Blue Book, which is a bunch of it has Betty and Barney Hill in one of the stories, but basically real UFO cases in a comic. And I think they have graphic novels of it now, but now they're doing a Project Red Book and getting into the Chinese and Russian popular encounters. It's really good, and that James Tinian, anything he pretty much does is usually pretty good. But Project Blue Book, and then I guess was it Project? I don't know. It's just called the Red Book, but it's basically Chinese and Russian, I guess from their culture, popular UFO encounters. So that should be pretty. He pretty much reenacts it in the comic book. Military. There was just a crazy one I came across of a comic. Let me get the name of it because I've already. It's one of those that I noticed the first issue was kind of running out everywhere, and I was like trying to get to it. You can get it on eBay. But the book is called No Man's Land, and it's by Image Comics. And basically, let me see if I can find a description of it. Miniseries premiere, Diomede Islands. For 3 months each year, you can walk from the USA to Russia across an ice bridge, a frozen path known as the Ice Curtain. In 1963, when the body of a young woman is discovered on this icy no man's land, the already fragile relationship between the superpowers threatens to collapse. With nuclear tensions rising, an FBI agent and a KGB operative must solve the murder before the ice melts and war ignites. And I think I read somewhere that some kind of UFO situation too, that there may be
a cool plot device. Your crime scene is going to melt away.
Called No Man's Land, but that's Image Comics, and I grabbed. It's just going to be 4 issues, but I grabbed all of those. But is there anything you keep up now with Ernie that you got like I got to get that issue, or you don't?
Oh, for me, I don't get to read a lot of as much of the new stuff as I want. When I'm considered for a job to like adapt one of these things, like Injustice or something, or Batman Hush, they basically send me the book and I read through it again if I haven't read through it. And then I kind of write the animated, feature version of it. I mean, I pick up a lot of indies. I'm reading Steve Prince's Monster Matador. I'm reading like Charlie Stickney's White Ash series. Several others. I mean, The Cloak Room, right, or the Cloaked Realm. And I think. I don't know, some of the recent ones. I mean, I know they're not so recent that I just got to read just for pleasure was like The War of Jokes and Riddles. That one was really, really fun stuff. I want to reread the Hellblazer stuff with Constantine, and also the Hellboy stuff from Mignola, because I haven't read it in quite a while, and I enjoyed it when I first read it.
And you wrote a lot of these animated movies. Those Injustice. What? Give us a little history on some of the ones you've wrote for.
Justice League Dark, I did. Teen Titans, The Judas Contracts, Batman Hush, Injustice, Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. I wrote the Wonder Woman, the Western Wonder Woman section of Justice League War World. I guess I'm forgetting.
You did a bunch, man.
Going a blank.
Couple of. Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure I've seen at least one of those. I watched a whole bunch of.
I've seen a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I love Justice League
so-
Dark. I want to get into those, the actual comics. I haven't bought them, but I'm always eyeballing them.
They're fun. They're definitely fun. That was the Justice League Dark was kind of an original story by J.M. DeMatteis and myself, and then I wrote the scripts after that. So that turned out well. Constantine, Batman being like kind of co-leads, and I guess it was the first time Constantine was animated, and then they did more with him. So I love writing Constantine. I love these characters that are kind of bastards with the heart of gold. It's kind of my forte, writing those type of damaged characters.
Well, dude, looking at your IMDb credits for writer, third entry up is Spider-Man the animated series. You have me at that right there. That's my number one favorite superhero. So I have definitely seen most of your work, sir. Not knowing it until just now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. Yeah. So this is like
Green Lantern. Yes, I remember when Ben 10 came out. I thought I was in college when that came out. Let's see, when was that? Yeah, that was 2010. Yeah, I was out of college by then, actually. So, but I do recall that Ultimate Alien. Yep. That was a nice animation there. Green Lantern was very good.
Most of the ones you just read, I've watched or I've borrowed from my nephew that has them all in the next room, pretty much. So I've seen them. Yeah, that's good stuff for sure. And I love that.
Oh my God, yeah, Apocalypse War. I saw that. Yeah, I saw most of these on my Roku stick. These later ones you did, fantastic.
It's good good animated stuff.
So yeah, I've been trying. I mean, obviously, I do those. That's kind of what I'm known for. But they finally, people are like, "What are you waiting around for? You got to do a comic. You've got those ideas that are just, they're not making them into shows, Ernie. So you're gonna have to do something." And so first up is Area 51 Studios, and we're having a fun time doing it.
And I know why, because there's something you said earlier when Jeff asked you a question that triggered a question in me, and we went really quickly to where we are now. I want to say one word in Japanese to you, and I think you'll know what it is. And the word is Urutaroman. You ever heard of that TV show?
Oh no!
Urutaroman.
I probably watched it.
Bless you.
Yeah.
In English, it's pronounced Ultraman.
Oh well, okay. There you go. I'm terrible with knowing the the Japanese correct pronunciation of the shows that I watch, but yeah, that's fantastic. I loved what it's not called Battleship Yamamoto, is it? It's called something else.
In Japan, it was called the Battleship Yamamoto. In America, it was called Star Blazers.
Star Blazers.
That's right. Yeah.
Star Blazers, and it was Star Blazers: The Quest for Iskandar. That's the first one, and then it was Star Blazers. Something is I forget the name of it, but it's another, like, the whole story is just this one mission, and it takes the whole 4 hours or whatever it is, or 15 hours to make the story go through. They had Bowler Wars is the second one. That's it. It's finally came to me. And then there's a third movie, All-Star, but it's very good stuff. I enjoyed them as well. I just thought the wave motion gun was the coolest thing ever. It killed everything that touched it, and you didn't have to just be near it killed you.
I mean, they were so different. So I was watching Speed Racer,
Mm-hmm.
Star Blazers.
What I was pointing out earlier before the show up there, the audience probably doesn't know it, but it's hard for me to guide my hand. But up right there, that's the Mach 5.
I can now that you say it, I'm definitely like, yes, I would have guessed it if I had multiple choice, just because it's small.
Yeah. Well, it's actually this big, but
yeah.
And then the sword next to it that's the Sword of Omens from the Thundercats.
Oh, nice.
All right, that's very good. And so yeah, I was. I guess I was an early adopter, but now I don't know near enough. I've been watching what I can on Netflix, like Blue Eyed Samurai, things like that. But the thing that in the early '90s when I saw Akira, and I was like, wow,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
they're ahead of us in animation. I mean, we have over
Way.
here like in that I guess it was right before or right during like say Lion King or something. But in the '80s, there was definitely until what's his name came over and revitalized the animation. After like say Black Cauldron, fine movie, but it's no Akira, right?
No,
It's like
no,
oh
but you're right though. I mean, if I was looking back at sometimes at my work, they actually have a station that's that plays Johnny Quest, the old Johnny Quest shows. And
love it.
I watched that all the time. Love that show. And then I walk by and I look at him like, oh, hey, Johnny Quest. And I'm like, man, did I really watch this? The animation is horrid. It's just like,
Yeah.
It's like you can't believe that. When you were 3, 4, 5 years old, it was the state of the art. But and then you move forward. It wasn't until like the Thundercats was one of the most state of the art animated kids shows. It only went 2 seasons, which shocked me. It was that they had a guy on. I don't know about on set, but a guy that approved all the artwork. Like he approved different characters, the way they were designed. He approved all the scripts, like the names of the characters, even the bad guys, and he approved everything for children like under age 13. He's a child psychologist. And they made this really fantastic animation on top of it. Great stories. It's like the Marvel DC thing. One has good stories, one has good art. Pick one,
Right.
And it dies. It astounds me that they have a professional child psychologist approving the entire show, and it lasts for 40 episodes or 100 whatever episodes are out there.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, I'm going to start closing out, and it's been an honor having you guys on, and I'm glad I could help you guys with this project, and I'll keep plugging it, and I'm going to put it on my Rumble channel. I've been doing really good on there and getting about 50,000 to 100,000 hits, so I'm going to put that on there later so it gets on there. And I've really enjoyed it, and thanks so much. And 2 movies I'd recommend just real quick that I just saw is the new Toxic Avenger. It's good, crazy, and messed up, but worth watching with Peter Dinklage. And then Weapons, which is from the guy that did Barbarian. That Weapons was some crazy shit. I'm still getting over that one.
I'm going to post your links again. In the, that's the
Area
other. Oh, well, there's a Bibliotecas one.
Area51comic.com. But Josh and Ernie, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us on, and we had a great time.
We did too.
We appreciate it.
Cool.
And all right, I know he had to get out of there. Now look at he just like get him. He's gone.
Yeah. Take care, you guys. Thanks so much.
Tell it is no big deal about the F. I've done that before, but I do have to say no F. So I hate doing it. I hate doing it, but I have to. Take care, man, and good luck. I love it. Frog and Toad.
You got it, guys.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.
All right, later, man. All right.
And I'm posting their links in the public chat again there. So
Radio 107.7 FM New Orleans, and he's got a rap sheet on him with animations. I've seen a lot of those. But that's Ernie Altbacker and Josh White. Next week, Dave Godsword. He's a lot of H.P. Lovecraft and sea serpents and cryptids and some stuff about Lovecraft in Florida, which I have no idea.
Lovecraft in Florida.
Yeah, he's got some Lovecraft in Florida book coming out or something about that. But he'll tell us. Then October 17th, Tyrone Ellington, African-American gentleman. I'm Mark Eddy, maybe sitting in with that one. Ancient Aliens, Jacoby Matat. I'm always making sure I said his name right. He even told me, and I'm probably still messing it up. But that's he's coming on Pumpkin Guts, The Hellbound Halloween. That's a comic. He has a Christine Carr and Hearses. October 31st.
Wow, 1958 Plymouth Fury.
Yep, Off on Halloween. And then Richard A. Step, that's Ghost. And then Penny Bradley is some wild secret space stuff that'll make you say, what the? Like, she definitely to the level that's she's been in all those super soldier communities and all that stuff. There's some dude that she was getting in a fight with or something. But, I mean, she gets into some alien stuff That's definitely interesting. Then Arthur Versilius, that's alchemy. I need to get you that PDF. Thanksgiving, no show, be too fat. Jason, December 5th is you'll come back for the Jason Hewlett cannibal situation. December
Okay.
12th, Maximum Furyk. He's with the Smurl Haunting from the Warren. What are their names? Ed and Lorraine Warren. And then Leanna Renee Hyber. Her book. Let me find the title of her book again. It's American. Let me find it because I'll mess it up. Keep getting lost. But her husband Tom Thom told me about her, and there's a book that she has coming out about American Gothic. Is it Ghost? Let me find it again. I lose everything. Leanne, I was just talking to her. Leanne, been talking to the guy that was on Micah Hanks that helps Micah Hanks out a lot. L.W. Marshall, he has a good radio show. We'll help get him on at some point. America's Most Gothic Haunted History, Stranger Than Fiction. That's her book. She's the last show of the year, and we'll take a little break if we live and be back January 8th. So, man, this year's flying by. If it would just get cold.
Yeah, it went quick. Jesus.
It's just like being in a weird time loop. Everything just feels like crap. I had a friend pass away, Becca Doss. Found that out. She had a stroke in her 30s, and really cool girl. Rest in peace, Becca. And a lot of people passing away. Oh, gosh. The way I feel lately, I'm concerned I'm going to be next. I feel like I'm stroking out lately or something. If I do, I do.
Once. Yeah, no, that's not a good feeling. I had that once. But that was because my blood pressure meds weren't working, so I did almost stroke out. So
like discomfort with your heart and breath, and just feels uncomfortable. Like life doesn't feel comfortable anymore on this planet.
Do you take you do already take blood pressure meds? Yeah.
No, I have before, and I've always been hesitant to do it. I need to
take my word for it. Listen, take my word for it. If you already have hypertension, take whatever meds they give you. Ask him not to give you the water pill. He'll know what that means. My blood pressure meds stopped working for me, and I stopped taking them because they weren't working. So I didn't know to go back to my doctor. I figured, whatever they did, they fixed. So without knowing that, because they had stopped working, and it just had the same problems. I just eventually almost stroked out. And then they prescribed a whole bunch of different meds because those weren't working for me. And now I feel fine. I used to get migraines like every, sometimes it was one a week, but sometimes it was one every 2 to 3 days. Sometimes it would be a few months without it. It was cyclical, but they were bad. I mean, light hurt, sound hurt, couldn't watch TV.
Does everybody that talks get on your nerves, especially?
Absolutely.
And when dogs bark, it feels like you're having a heart attack.
Any sharp noise, didn't matter with the dog or a cat.
When my dogs get barking, it just really upsets me for some reason. It's just
you should definitely get an appointment with your medical doctor and get some actual pharmacy prescriptions.
But is it going to mess with my penis? That's my problem. I don't want to take something that's going to kill your penis.
No, they won't.
Can you show us?
especially once your body gets used to it. Trust me, it doesn't affect it.
Yeah, I know anything for antidepressant. You might as well just kiss your penis goodbye. Bye, penis.
Then don't get any depressants, but definitely get blood pressure.
I'm just saying. And then you see all these commercials with all the.
I turned 59 next Thursday, and everything still works. And I have blood pressure meds. I take 3 of them a day.
Yeah. What kind do you take?
Lisinopril, metoprolol, and what's the other one?
Lisinopril I was taking.
Lisinopril.
What are the side effects, though? I know it's just not golden honey. There are side effects, right?
So far, I don't know any. I mean, if they don't barely bother me. If I don't take them, the side effects are I stroke out.
Lisinopril tastes seems kind of like taking a Valium. I've had them before.
Yeah, it's lisinopril, metoprolol, and one other. I can't remember the other one.
I may have to get on the old drugs at some point, but I need to quit drinking so much caffeine and like taking these.
Yeah, definitely.
With caffeine in it, and taking
Are
these.
You still vaping nicotine?
No, just weed.
Smoking? You stopped smoking, right?
Yeah, but I don't do any of that anymore.
That'll help.
It's probably why I'm so grouchy. Probably why I'm so grouchy. I don't smoke anymore. No more nicotine. But just the herb, man. Just the ganja, man. I don't do anything but the ganja. But Weapons, that's a crazy damn movie. You need to see that. And then there's one called Barbarian. This dude that used to do this funny series that was older, The Whitest Kids You Know. You ever heard of it? It's on Amazon. Yeah. They do like funny Hitler skits and crazy funny stuff. It's kind of sick, but it's funny. But this guy grew up and did the movie Barbarian and Weapons, and I would recommend both of those. Barbarian's so weird that I'm still trying to figure out what happened with that. Like this crazy mutant lady lives under an Airbnb that like kills you. She has like a mutant weird water baby head or something.
This is on Amazon?
I don't know, but you don't have to look it up. But somewhere, might be on HBO or something. It was on HBO, but they may have moved it. But anyway, They just had a new movie come out called Weapons. And it is the weirdest, craziest shit I've ever seen. It's Josh Brolin's in it. That blonde hair girl that was in Wolfman and the Ozark TV show on Netflix with Jason Bateman's in it. And these kids go missing. And there's just this creepy old lady that's, I don't know if she's using voodoo, but all the kids, I'm not going to say too much, but suddenly all the kids go missing from one classroom. And they all just come running out of their houses and vanish. And they have it on security cams. They're all trying to figure it out. They're trying to blame the blonde-headed chick for it, and because she's the teacher. But it's really weird. It's really good, but it's one of those like, well, I'm not. What the hell is even happening in this? Like, I still don't know what happened. There's some parts of it that I still don't understand.
And this is called Weapons?
Yeah.
I'm on IMDb looking. Let me see.
It has like a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Weapons. Julia Garner, Josh Brolin.
She's a good actress. She's gonna be Madonna in a movie.
Really? I can see it. Yeah, she's a little skinny thing.
And then she was in a greatest show ever, Ozark, about this family this yuppie family getting caught up in the cartel with Jason Bateman, and she's like some hillbilly mean girl. That girl is in it. But it was really good. It's got like 4 or 5 seasons on Netflix. But that show is really good. And then like hillbillies and the cartel and the mafia, like they all get caught up in this thing. It's like Breaking Bad kind of, but it's good.
It was one of the actors from Dune is in it, I think. Alden Ehrenreich. Wasn't he in Dune?
I don't know. That new 28 Years Later is good, but of course
no, he was in Solo. He played Han Solo.
Oh, he's the Asian guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. His name is. Let me hang on. Let me go back.
He's in Weapons.
He plays a guy named Paul.
Yeah, he's a gay teacher in Weapons. But it's good. It's crazy. It's definitely. You got to see Barbarian too, though, for sure.
It's a regular movie. Let me see if it's in here.
Yeah. Barbarian is the movie the guy made before that one. But Toxic Avenger is pretty good, but definitely he takes out his penis and pees on chains and breaks them with the acid pee. Supposed to be a new show with Ethan Hawke, Peter Dinklage, called The Lowdown on Hulu. That's supposed to be good. A TV show called The Lowdown with Peter Dinklage and Ethan Hawke on Hulu. I want to watch that at some point. It's got good reviews. The Lowdown.
I think I saw a trailer for that.
Yeah, it looks crazy, but I need
Justin Long, Richard Brake.
Richard Brake is in Weapons.
No, Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy in the Kingsman movies. He dopes up the inductees in the first one, and he says, "Y'all didn't think about Rohypnol," and they all pass out.
What movie?
The Kingsman, the first one.
Oh yeah, he's a horror dude. He's in a lot of horror movies.
Well,
But
I liked him in the Kingsman. He was funny. It's
yeah,
called Rohypnol.
that's right. Let's see. Yeah, that guy's in a lot of horror movies. But Halloween, I'm trying to think what to watch. I need something good. Something horrific.
From what I understand, some cool things that might be coming out that I don't think they'll be around for Halloween though. Allegedly, there's a new Spaceballs coming out.
Yeah, I wanna
Spaceballs
see
2. I think they're doing a new Crawl.
Yeah,
The original Crawl. I think they're doing a part 2 to that. There's a new Tron movie that's out. I don't know if it's out now or it's out soon.
yeah, I want to see that. The Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh shit! Let me see if that's out yet.
Can't go wrong with a Nine Inch Nails soundtrack. Now can
Yeah, Tron Ares 2025. When did it come out?
you? I feel so tired. If I croak,
Coming soon. Released. It'll be out this week.
Yeah.
It'll be out on Friday.
If I croak, I love you all, and I'm gonna croak now. Good night.
Well, don't croak before you watch the new Tron movie.
I know, right? It's just stress.
Look at some of the pictures. Wow, holy cow!
Financial stress. It's the worst. Throw
You
it
should
in
look
with
at some of the pictures.
throw it in with some
pretty
woman
good.
stress, and you're dead. You're gonna die. That's pretty much. I know. I've noticed on like Microsoft News, there's an uptick in like violent murders. Like it's just crazy. It is a horror movie. It's like people are just going crazy and killing their mates and killing strangers and killing just everybody. It's like they've gone rabbit. Like the Crazies. You ever see that old Romero movie, The Crazies, and they remade it with Timothy Oliphant called The Crazies? Like
No, I didn't see it.
Everybody starts going crazy and killing each other, and the government comes out to quarantine it.
I didn't see it. No.
That's good.
My favorite horror movie is Jaws, and the only reason why my favorite horror movie is Jaws is because everyone who has ever seen it for the first time, going into it thinking it's a shark adventure, very soon in realizes it's a horror movie because you don't see the monster until the very end.
I kind of want to rewatch The Nightmare on Elm Street. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind.
me too. Yeah, I keep wanting to do that. It's been a while.
Those really affected me as a kid. I had like Freddy as a poster.
It was pretty spooky. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
I had
just
a
you,
door
dude.
poster, a door
It caused a
poster of
national
Freddy.
uprise. The people were scared, and kids were afraid to
I
go
had
to
a
sleep.
door poster of Freddy.
Well, yeah, that's not a good idea.
Now I'm like, why do I have a pedo all over my room?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't understand why people like Freddy. Just because he's witty.
Well, okay, because in the first one, they kind of implied that he wasn't, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of 50-50.
Could
He
be
either
on
was
the
or he wasn't.
He could be on the Epstein list. So.
Yeah, he could be. You never know. But that's the thing, he was 50-50. In the new one with Jackie Hurley, whatever his name is, that's a good one. But they actually do portray him as a
We just lost
pedophile.
we just lost our 3 or 4 listeners. They said something.
Oh, really? Well,
They drop off. That's not our accurate reading, but I'd like to see the real data from the accurate reading sometime on screen, like where this stuff gets all pulled up. These numbers, I'd like to actually see it. But anywho, trying to get some good guests up. We have less scheduling because of the holidays. Make sure you check out churchofmabusradio.com, church of Mabus radio.com. That goes to our Facebook group. If you want to help out, my GoFundMe's in there. That helps pay the internet bill when I'm going through job crap, because if there's not an internet bill paid, there's no show. So if you can donate, we appreciate it. And thanks for everyone that has donated. Thank you very much. It's helped keep us on air. I'm still putting in applications. I have a job, but there were bad cuts there, and I lost a lot of money because Rumble deleted channels. Turns out Rumble was purging copyright issues, and the Vietnamese I was working with, they've apparently ran piratry on the Rumble for a while. So I hook up with them right as they're going to get purged and their ships going down, when I could have found them years ago and made a lot of money. But basically they're purging. My channel is up. Follow Your Weird 777 on Rumble if you want to follow it. That's Follow Your Weird 777. And I'm putting our shows up there, and I'm sharing these links under Before It's News post under political crap. And we're getting 50,000 hits a show. Unfortunately, because it's the second video, I'm only making $5 to $8 per video. So far I've made $60 there in like 2 weeks, which is better. It's something at least. Maybe it'll grow. I'm going to put this on YouTube soon too as well, because I have so many archives. We have the stuff we do now that's new or whatever that's kind of out there sort of, but I have tons of stuff that's not anywhere still in the archives from the oldie goldie days. I even have those old chat interviews where the chat rooms.
Wow, the old Yahoo text chat room.
I even got those.
Holy cow!
Those are like Commodore 64.
What do you got? Yeah, really. What do you got them on? Like a memory stick or something?
Just on my hard drive. I got them saved.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm not sure what format they're in. I'll have to look, but hopefully it'll go to YouTube or something. But it's basically like Stanton Friedman just typing his ass off in like a press conference. No audio. But Nick Redfern's in one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm a relic. I feel like.
I wonder how he's doing. Do you have any words or news?
Nothing. I see hardly post on his Facebook just once in a while, and I haven't seen any new books from him or anything. I think he might, I guess he has dementia. Like, I don't know. What's the Bruce Willis thing? Oh, that's some kind of thing like that. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think Bruce has Parkinson's.
But I know he has like weird dementia crap. I mean, like, don't remember stuff and don't remember who he is. And that's what Bruce Willis is going through. That's scary. That's why I hope all this marijuana consumption somehow.
Dementia, it's called aphasia.
Yeah, terrifying. I have that I'll just get rolled off probably to a insane asylum and die there. That's probably what happened to me. But it happens. But H.P. Lovecraft next week, Cthulhu for Halloween. Gonna summon the ancients and the elder gods. Some serious Lovecraftian lore about the man, the legend, the racist. I don't really go around. I mean, it's true that he seemed like he was racist on some level, but back then in like the 20s or something, everybody was racist. Everybody's still kind of racist. But anyway, he was just like the times he was living in, and doesn't make it right. But back then it was like, I like his work. I don't like worship the ground he walks in or anything, but compared to Arthur's, I know he influenced Stephen King. So I know a lot of people like to get into that. I don't care about that. Who cares? I mean, happens. But Roseanne's racist, and look, she still got 500 million people listening to her on Stupid Rumble. So, but this is H.P. Lovecraft. It was kind of like a gangs in New York kind of racism, We're not gonna let them cross into the city, like Martin Scorsese in a little top hat. Which doesn't make it any better, I guess, but you know what I mean, or maybe not. But anyway, Halloween stuff, man. Did you ever see the new Nosferatu?
No, I did not.
No, I didn't. You look like Nosferatu just did. No,
yeah, probably. No, I really did. I didn't.
You need to see it. That was really good. You ever seen The Witch or The Northman or The Lighthouse?
No, I'm not a big horror fan. My genre is sci-fi and
this is
like martial arts stuff.
The guy Robert Eggers first did The Witch, which is like horror about these Amish people. They're not Amish. They're something like that, Protestant or something. They have crazy devil shit happen. And then the next movie is The Lighthouse with William Dafoe, and Robert Pattinson screws a mermaid, and there's a big mermaid vagina. And they go insane in the lighthouse, and they're drunk and farting, and it's black and white. And then the next movie is not really, it's kind of horror, but The Northman is about a berserker, one of the Skarsgård brothers in Norse times with the Vikings. So you need to hop on that Eggers train. I'm talking about some of the best stuff you'll ever see in a movie. This guy is nailing it every movie. And then of course he just did Nosferatu and nailed it. Like everything. He's doing a new Labyrinth movie, a sequel to Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, I heard there was one coming out.
He's also doing a werewolf movie called Werewolf with a U and the German spelling. That's one of his projects. Let me make sure about that Labyrinth thing. Make sure I ain't mixing him up. Yep, he is doing the Labyrinth movie, like with David Bowie and stuff. Of course, there's no David Bowie this time around, but it's in that universe of Labyrinth. But he does some really great movies, like just the cinematography. It's not like anything else. Especially see that Viking movie.
Oh, I think I saw this. Hang on.
What?
No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, it's got Nicholas Hoult in it. Yeah, I need to check it out.
Really
I like him.
Good. It's good. And the Nosferatu is very Vlad.
Hey, Johnny Depp's daughter's in it.
You see her boobies. And then there's a Vlad the Impaler kind of Nosferatu. He kind of looks like Vlad the Impaler, but it's really good. I love the Werner Herzog Nosferatu with Klaus Kinski. That's a great one if you've never seen it. It's color Nosferatu from the 70s. That's really
long time ago. Jeez.
It's creepy good. I love Nosferatu. It's my favorite. I want to see the new Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein in November. That's going to be really good. He's doing Frankenstein. He wants to do Jekyll and Hyde, and he's always wanted to do Into the Mountains of Madness by Lovecraft. So I'm hoping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, anything.
The Frankenstein one, I definitely am interested in. I like. That's a good classic. I don't really think. There's been so many remakes, and I keep pining on about how Hollywood just keeps doing remake after remake. But I'd really like to see a good, serious attempt at a Frankenstein that's done as close to the book.
There's a weird Frankenstein coming out called The Bride with Christian Bale as Frankenstein and some girl, I don't know who the hell she is, plays.
Oh, The Bride?
It looks really crazy, but it's kind of like a Bonnie and the Clyde modern day Frankenstein thing, but not modern day. It may be back in Bonnie and Clyde days or something, but it looks pretty nuts.
Well, there was the original when they introduced Mrs. Frankenstein was good. I think the movie was called The Bride.
Yeah, that was the one with Sting in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's really good movie.
I have that on DVD somewhere. That's a good one.
So there's a new one: Jake Gyllenhaal, Jesse Buckley. That's it. Yeah.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal, I thought, was doing that movie somehow.
He's the director.
Yeah, isn't that the lady from the Batman movies? Yeah. Yep. I'll check it out for sure. Christian Bale is some weird Frankenstein. Looks pretty weird. I watched the trailer. Definitely looks weird. Looks strange. It could be a hit or miss. We'll see. A lot of things are lately. Oh, a good movie on HBO. Let me tell you before you forget. Friendship. If you want a crazy comedy movie with Tim Robinson, he's from that show. I Think You Should Leave. And Michael Kowalski was telling me he did a show called The Detroiters. I haven't watched yet, but this really weird comedy with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson, and it's hilarious, but really freaking weird, called Friendship. If you need a good comedy, that's kind of a dark comedy.
Let me see it. I'm looking it up now. I'm sitting there looking it up.
Look up that guy's other stuff. His personality, he's like a dude with, I don't know if he has autism or what, but he gets
Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson, who I'm talking about, but he's in a show on HBO called I Think You Should Leave, and it's nuts. Like he's crying and holding an alien in his arms and crying. It's like skits, and he goes crazy in like social situations, like in boardrooms. He goes freaking nuts, like just goes crazy. Like he goes nuts. He does it in Friendship too. I guess he's from Saturday Night Live apparently.
He looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, but Friendship is good. It's about a guy that becomes friends with a dude in his neighborhood, but then it gets kind of stalkerish. But it's crazy. It's funny though, but definitely awkward. Need some good movies. I like weird Western movies. There's one called The Borrowers on Amazon. The Borrowers. That's a weird one with Clancy Brown and
I like Clancy Brown.
Yeah, it's called The Burrows. Like you burrow, B-O-R-O, The Burrows, that Burrowers. That's a good one on Amazon if you need a weird Western about these creatures that are Native American that like grab you and make a cocoon out of your body and stuff. Did you get into Alien Earth yet?
I want to watch it. I want to get see if Diane will look at it. She likes all that kind of stuff, so I don't know. We'll maybe watch that tonight. Oh no, we can't tonight because she'll be asleep.
You got 8 episodes, first season.
Only 8? Usually it's 10.
Yeah, it's 8 now for
Damn
that,
it.
but it's good.
Are they hour long or longer?
About an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people got mad because there's some stuff in it, but everybody I see, the ratings are really good for it. But there's a few things that annoy people, but didn't bother me any. Timothy Oliphant's in that.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to look at it because I like him.
He's like a synthetic. They say it's one of the best alien movies or things ever since like Aliens, the second Aliens.
Aliens is pretty damn good. I mean, that's a hard thing to come, to best.
Well, the guy Noah Hawley did the show Fargo and Legion. Those are amazing. He's also doing a movie called Pale Blue Dot or something. I don't know what that's about, but space stuff maybe. I know that's a Carl Sagan term, I think. Pale Blue Dot.
Good. Yeah. That's what he called the planet.
Man, I feel tired.
Getting to that point where the sun's far away, so we don't get as much vitamin D.
Yeah, it's just a crappy draining feeling.
I take 500 milligrams or micrograms of vitamin D every day, every morning.
Yeah, I need to get some more, but I've had some not too long ago, but it's been a few days. It's mostly try to drink more water and got to quit with soda. I mean, I do one of those a day, but that's too much. That's even too much.
Yeah, I might drink a root beer 1 or 2 a week at work during lunch or break.
Andy Colvin said I need to quit sugar completely. Oh, that'd be painful, wouldn't it? No sugar at all. Oh,
most addictive substance on the planet. I don't think that's going to be a hard
really
sell.
Alarming. Like there's documentaries and stuff about it, how it really is like the silent killer. Like it really is like a killer in a lot of ways. Sugar can be.
Well, if orange are goddamn tasty, I guess it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, for sure. Those sugar ants. Gonna be a sugar ant. Man, I gotta shave it.
I mean, okay, so let's think. Let's put this through the logic probe. If sugar is so deadly, why does it not kill ants? Why don't we use it to kill ants?
I don't know.
Think about it.
Yeah, I know diabetes and stuff. That's probably what they mean mostly and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a comic series I'm checking out that I've come in that was only $18, but because of shipping and stuff. But Batman Universe 1 through 6, and it's about Batman time traveling and like teams up with Green Lantern and Jonah Hex. It's supposed to be really good.
Oh.
By Michael Bendis, called Batman Universe.
Is it a comic or it's a cartoon?
Comic book. I'm surprised there's not a. I knew that dude did some work, but I didn't realize that I knew so many of those movies. Like, I guess it surprised me.
A lot of the things he had on there, it was amazing.
A lot.
Just about every entry on his IMDb, I'd seen or heard of.
Yeah, me too. A lot of it's on HBO. It's Area51comic.com. We just had a famous writer from comic book animation movies on from DC.
Cool.
He just did Batman Hush. That's a big one. That's a very famous Batman cartoon. I mean, comic story. They just did part 2 to it. Animated movie. That's like one of the most popular Batman things ever. Hush from the comic book.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what Ernie did. Yep. Go to 2019, I think.
Yep. I'm looking at it. And that's a big one.
I'm going to have to go look at that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yep.
I don't think so. I've seen a whole bunch of them though, but I don't remember which ones of his I saw all the way through, but quite a few of them.
They just
So
did.
I mean, same thing when we had John R. Lansdale on. It was so many of his things that he did with the Batman animated series that
I
I'd
don't
seen.
even know how I hook up with these people sometimes. Like I was just, I don't know, chatting with him on Kickstarter, and I didn't even realize at first that he had done that until I found out later that he was even the writer for those movies. I wrote him about the comic book. And before that, I hadn't heard of him. I'm sure he never heard of me either, but I didn't realize he had such a rap sheet until I saw it later. I was like, wow, man, that's a lot of that. But I hope his project's successful. Josh White, that's cool. He's coming back to his dream. So that's the area51comic.com. We'll keep plugging it, and they'll be launching at some point. So I hope it does well, because Kickstarter's kind of volatile right now on so many different levels. I hope Scott Snyder's The Cloakroom makes it as well, because that would suck if your project croaks on the vine. So, but there's some crazy comic books of Dracula and Frankenstein and Phantom of the Opera coming out on there now. There's all kinds.
So for the Kickstarter thing, even if you do win, or they reach their maximum goal or whatever. My friend did that with the Marvel United game. They had a whole bunch of expansions and new one-off games for that board game universe on Kickstarter, and my friend lit up the whole thing. I mean, I think he dropped $650 on all of it.
Yeah,
which is cool, because when he eventually got it, he got this huge ass, really cool. I mean, like a 12-inch figure of Galactus, but when it sold out the way his thing sold out, it didn't just meet max goal. It went way beyond it.
Yeah.
So in the printing of it, they only made so many for the max goal, and those people got theirs, and he went onto a waiting list. He didn't get his till like I think 4 or 5 months after it was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
From the end of the Kickstarter. So it was kind of it was a huge letdown for him. And then we were only able to play one game of it, and then he moved to Arizona. So he's got $600 worth of this game that we all want to try to get through and beat every version of it, and it's 3,000 miles away.
Yeah. There is a crazy Transformers compendium that came out with 4 like giant hardbacks that I got that comes out some point. My only worry is FedEx delivering it. There's such morons. I have to stay out there and make sure it doesn't get lost somewhere. That's probably coming here in December, but
yeah, you have to practically stand on your front yard and wait for the guy to drive by when you ask, "Hey, where's so and so and such and such?" "Oh, you're right here. Give it to me."
When the G.I. Joe came, I actually stopped the truck in the middle of the road and waved it down in the rain because he was delivering it to the wrong house. So that was me. That was a $400 G.I. Joe crate of comics hardback.
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago, a few years ago. But
I wouldn't pay that much for an original in the box G.I. Joe doll, the 12-inch version that we used to play with.
This was basically every comic in 4 like phone book hardbacks, reprinted, and all kinds of other stuff. But it was worth the money because they go for $100 a piece on Amazon now. So I got it cheaper than that. But they're worth about $80 to $100 a piece. But they're huge. They're like huge, and in hardback. But any omnibus these days cost about $80. Anyone. I'd love to get the Justice League Dark on omnibus, but it's like $80. Everything's so expensive and going up. But all right, everybody, you're listening to United Public Radio 107.7 FM New Orleans. Make sure you check out churchofmabusradio.com and go in there and mingle with us. And we'll see you next week with H.P. Lovecraft in Florida. What the hell is he in Florida for? His body? I don't know. We'll find out, though. A lot of sea serpents and cryptids, and he works for some museum of cryptology.
Maybe that's where the portal to his to the Ultraverse is.
He's a crypto in Peacemaker. Have you been watching that? It's where I don't love it, but it's not that bad. But Superman. No, have you seen the new Superman yet?
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. I like it. I want some more villains though next time around. But Peacemaker ties into that. That's a show on HBO with John Cena.
Oh yeah, I've seen the commercials for it.
It's worth watching, but John Cena is kind of annoying, and plus he may be gay in that show. There's some weird stuff. But anyway, watch out for those HBO dongs, and they always got to throw those in those shows, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't watch Oz, the prison show. My God, you'll get dongerized. But anyway, everybody have a good weekend. Well, HP Lovecraft is our Halloween lineup. Next week's Ancient Aliens with a cool dude, and then we got a dude that has the car from Christine. It's not the actual car, but it's a replica. It's not a replica; it's just the same car. But and then he has Purpose,
Fury.
cosplay. He just did cosplay dressed up like the monsters, and he was the Frankenstein dude. But anyway, everybody have a good weekend. Good night, everybody.